Hey everyone, so a quick video on Yao for big cubes. So for context, I've switched to Yao on 5x5. I still use Redux on 6 and 7, and I do prefer them for now, but we'll see what the future holds. But I think part of the issue is that it's still relatively new, and the method has a lot of room to be developed. So to give a little context, I think what really pushed me over the edge with Yao for 5x5 was Kieran series, which was how to basically Yao tricks and kind of the finer points of getting good at Yao. But I think there was something that he missed with regards to the last cross edge, because on 6 and 7, like it would take a lot of time if you. He basically said that if you say you're doing your last cross edge, so let's say I finish up my centers. It was not the optimal way to do that, but okay. And I have a cross edge here. He said well, you can just start pairing, and then you can take this cross edge out, and then solve it. And that, in my opinion, is incredibly inefficient. So here's what because regardless, you're adding that extra second or two when you really don't need to, right? That's like 5 moves plus additional look ahead, plus kind of scanning the bottom and preparing for that. So that's it's worth over 5 moves. So rather, here's kind of my way of getting around that. You can do this in basically 1 move. So on 5x5, it's quite easy because you only have 3. This is a very simple idea, but I don't think he really talked about it, and I think it's something that can be easily implemented in every solve. For 5x5, it's pretty easy because in this case I have 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. I have only 3. So if I have something stuck in the bottom, I can just keep doing. I can just basically see if all 3. The worst case scenario. The best case is I just have nothing here, or I have 1 here, or whatever. But the worst case scenario is all 3 of my last cross edges are in this face. So basically, I just need to see the one edge that does not have that cross edge and move it into this face. And now all my cross edges are in the top layer. And then for 6x6, what happens is that I can have a total of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's plenty. You only have 3. Now, if that doesn't work, if all 4 of them are occupied, then you just do an R, and you do a U. So if all 4 are occupied, just do a wide R and a U, and now you no longer have that annoying case. And then finally, for 7x7 is kind of where it gets the worst, because your R and then your U might not work out if you have the edge right here. If you do R, U, it doesn't work out, right? So you just need to do R, and then if RU doesn't do it, then just do another U move, because technically, right, if you don't have to do RU, you can do R U prime doesn't help, but you can do RU2, right, and or RU, and you can't have both, right, because you have 4 over here, so you RU or RU2 is going to work. So basically, start out here, you don't see anything here, go with an RU, it works, just keep it, and if it doesn't work, just do another U. Make this mechanical, so that when you're doing your last cross edge, and you're really not wasting time with the bad case. You're tackling it in less than a second rather than spending 2 to 3 seconds just doing those weird inserts. So thanks Kieran for your series, but I think this is a pretty easy to implement, an important point that would be useful for the last cross edge, especially on 6 and 7. Have a good night.